Wonderful. So once again, I suggested having 2 blocks for this morning's practice. If you don't sweat it. One, no blocks, you could make do. So one at the front and one at the back is generally a good way to roll. Um, just so that if we move around the mat, you are in a position that you have your, your stuff. Okay, so we're gonna start laying on our backs. Take your feet about hips width distance this morning. Uh-huh. And lay straight back. Mhm. You could just let your knees come together with your feet like this for a moment, or you could go, soles of the feet together, knees flop apart, however it feels best. I'm just gonna go feet like a set of railroad tracks. Let the knees just kind of turn in a little, palms will face up. I'm gonna lift my lower back up off the floor, and then I'm gonna lower it back down just so I'm spread even. And I'm gonna close my eyes for just a few breaths and just connect. Connect to your breath, connect to your body, and let go of the thoughts. They are going to come, trust me, they will not stop, but let go of the thoughts, less of them is the goal. And let your body just feel and experience the practice this morning, whatever it's going to give you. Ujjayi breath. Inhale is through the nose to the back of the throat. And then you exhale also through the nose to the back of your throat, and you let it go. Take 2 more like that. Just connect. Blink your eyes open. Have your knees straight pointing up towards the sky. Draw your arms forward like a little baby Pilates roll up. It looks like this. I'm just working on isometric core to start you off this morning. The neck is neutral. Your gaze goes up. If you need to, your hands could always go behind your head for a little extra juicy support. The lift happens from the upper shoulder blades, but deep within the core of your belly, so your lower back is spread. Keep the lift of the shoulders, okay? Lift your legs halfway on an angle. For some reason, this doesn't feel great. You could always go straight up to a 90-degree angle as an alternative, okay? Keep lifting the shoulders. Keep drawing the lower back down. Keep the lift of the shoulders. Rebend your legs back down and lift up higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Pull yourself up. Any amount, neck stays neutral. Lift your legs on an angle that works for you. Rebend the legs, anchor the feet, lift up higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Pull yourself up, nice and slow, nice and methodical. Lift your legs on an angle that works. Rebend, anchor the feet, lift higher. Exhale, let it go. 2 more. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle that works. You got it. Rebend, scoop up, lift higher. Exhale, let it go. 1 more. Pull yourself up, any amount. Lift your legs on an angle that works. Rebend, get your feet flat, lift higher. Exhale, let it go. Hug the knees in, give them a big squeeze. Yeah. Actually extend the left leg out and just tuck your right leg in and give that just the independent leg a squeeze here. Yeah. And then take your right leg over towards the left and just give yourself a little supine twist. Yeah. Perfect. That should feel pretty good. And then come up to center, relax the right leg out, hug your left knee in, just be real deliberate with your movement this morning. Give it a nice little squeeze, get it close to you. Take it over towards the right. You can use your right hand to kind of encourage that thigh to drop. Left shoulder blade stays down. Give yourself a little twist. Good. Come to center. Give both knees a nice even squeeze. And then get some momentum here. Let's rock and roll. The ankles at the top of the mat. Slide into a little tabletop. Little tabletop position. Curl the right toes into the mat like a half plank. Looks like this. Float the right leg up so it's hip height. Reach the left arm forward. I like doing this just because when you work, after you work your core, this just gives you a center of gravity. So your core draws in, your neck is neutral. You're just finding space in the body, the simplicity and balance involved in this. It's like a nice little combo. Reach back with your left arm. Bend at your knee crease. This may or may not happen for you this morning, but connect your hand to your foot somewhere along the top of the foot, the ankle. If it doesn't work out, just create a strong shape. Steer your chest forward. What you want to feel is a subtle back bend, but more importantly, a firing up of your right thigh. That's a stretch through your psoas. Release the arm and the leg in opposite directions, extra juicy space. Hand and knee come to the floor, just pause, reset. Slide the left leg back, just feel for a sec. Reach the left leg up so it's hip height. Yeah. Slide the right arm forward. Find balance here, connect. Reach the arm back like you're swimming, bend at your knee crease. You may or may not make a connection with your hand to your foot, so don't force it. Grab anywhere along the place of that top left foot, your big toe, your ankle, fire up that thigh. You want to kick straight up towards the sky, steering your chest forward. Yeah. A little more breath. Release the arm and the leg in opposite directions. Hand and knee come to the floor. So just walk your hands out a little further. Check in with your alignment, index fingers forward, creases of the wrist forward, and then start to lift up for your first down dog. Yeah. Pedal out your legs. Move the right leg, move the left leg. Wiggle your hips. We call this walking the dog. And your knees may need to have a little bend this morning. A deep bend, a soft bend, no bend. But find a powerful, strong down dog that you know you can hold here for a few really good breaths. Yeah, these all look really good. Perfect. The movement of your shoulders is away from your ears. Yeah, plug down with your thumb, your index finger, your baby finger. Feel your outer triceps begin to grip in. So the firmness of the arms is what's going to support the lower half of the body. And the firmness of the legs is what's going to support the upper half of the body. So it's a real connection for the entire body here. Breathe those hips way up off the shoulders. Let your head just kind of detach. Sometimes that's the hardest part, like mentally just letting yourself go, letting yourself be here. Good. Lead with your chest as you roll forward to your first plank. Yeah. Stack your body up. So sometimes getting into the first one, you need to make a little micro adjustment or a big adjustment. Totally fine. Stack up your body here. So your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists are all aligned nicely. Your navel is drawing to the back of the spine. The quadriceps are engaged. And I'll encourage you this morning to rock your weight a little bit more forward onto your tippy toes. Find a full body extension. Drop your knees down so they're down on an angle for me, everybody. Yes. Bring your weight a little bit more forward and lower halfway to a supported push-up. Supported push-ups are just as challenging as regular push-ups. You're in a halfway position here. Your elbows are close to your side body. Re-straighten your arms so you're in a supported plank. Seat to heels, child's pose. We're going to do this a bunch of times and just get our bodies kind of moving and grooving. Okay, so you're in a child's pose. Your arms are active. You're going to rock your weight forward. You can have this with the toes curled or the tops of the feet down. Weight forward, halfway to a supported push-up. Neck is neutral. Re-straighten your arms to supported plank. Seat to heels. Child's pose. Weight comes forward. Knees stay down, they're on an angle, halfway to a supported push-up. Re-straighten using your core and your arm strength. Seat to heels, child's pose. One more. Weight comes forward, halfway to a push-up. Re-straighten, hips up and hips back, child's pose. Good. Curl the toes, hips up and back, down dog. Breathe your right leg up and back to a three-legged down dog. Hug your left hip in. Press the hands down nice and firm. Point your right toes. Hug your right knee in towards your navel. Look forward with your eyes. Your arms are straight up and down. Keep looking forward. Step your right foot forward and through, being a low lunge. Pause here. Hug your right hip in. Activate your back left leg. Spring the best that you can to the top of the mat. My feet are about hips width. Long spine, come to your fingertips or hands to your shins. You pick. Exhale, fold into yourself. Let your head go. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. So nice, simple movement today. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees. I always bend my knees a lot. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Giant step back with your right leg. Now let's have a little fun. Plant the hands. Extend your left leg up and back. Three-legged down dog. Left leg's in the air. Hug your right hip in. Inner thigh rotates down. Point your left toes. Come forward. Hug your left knee in and up. Scoop up the belly. Look forward with your eyes. Land your left foot forward and through. Be on your fingertips. Feel for a sec. Left hip grips in. Spring to the top in one piece. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Let your head go. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Arms go up. Dive over bent knees. Let your head go. Onto the fingertips to prepare. Giant step back with your left leg. Plant the palms, right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. Point your right toes, come forward, hug your right knee in and up. Step the right foot forward and through. Left foot springs, top of mat, long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Arms go up. Dive in half over bent knees, let your head go. Long spine to prepare yourself. Giant step back with your right leg. Plant your palms. Left leg floats up and back. Three-legged down dog. Point the toes, come forward. Hug the knee in and up. Step the left foot forward and through. Come to the fingertips. Spring to the top of the mat. Long spine on the inhale. Fold in half. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms go up. Dive over bent knees. Let your head go. Long spine on the inhale. Generous step back with your left leg. Right foot joins plank. Gotcha. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog or cobra. Pick what feels best in your body this morning. Hands and feet press even into the mat. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top of the mat. Get there nice and light. Long spine to prepare. Fold in half. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Standing position. Drag your hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Arms go straight up. Keep moving. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Step, step, or float to your variation of a vinyasa. So push up to chaturanga, plank to chaturanga, upward facing, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine. Fold in half. Root to rise. Come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. One more. Arms go straight up. Dive over bent knees. Forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Step, step, float. You can always just go to a down dog and hold for an extra breath or two. Move yourself to a nice up dog. Meet me in a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Breathe your right leg up and back, three-legged down dog. You got it. Point your right toes, come forward, knee towards navel. Yeah. So you're in a plank and your right knee is tucked in nicely towards the center line of your body. Look forward with your eyes. Let's land our right foot all the way forward and through. Be on our fingertips. Nice long extension with that back leg, a nice hugging in of the right hip. Let's just root to rise and come up, crescent lunge. Sometimes the first one of these, you got to kind of iron out the balance. You feel a little wobbly, a little unstable, totally normal. Yeah. And just breathe. Hey, having your arms up today may feel great. Maybe you want to cactus them and kind of point the elbows kind of up and back a little bit. So find what feels good. Maybe you want your arms in a big V. We're staying for a few more breaths. So whatever you're choosing, just kind of find some peace and ease with the pose. You're heavy in that front thigh. Yeah. Fix your eyes. Good. Hands to frame your front foot. Step to a plank. Once you arrive in plank position, lower halfway to a push-up. Re-straighten to a plank. Hips up and back, down dog. Breathe your left leg up and back. Let's just be consistent. Come forward, hug your left knee in and up, scoop up the belly. Look forward with your eyes. Land your left foot forward and through, be on your fingertips here. Pause for a second. Strong back leg is going to really support, heavy in that front thigh. Rise, crescent lunge. Hip points move forward. You may need to soften your back knee a little bit. Yeah, arms energetically reach up. Gaze goes forward, or we can look up a little to find what works with your upper body today. Maybe are a little wider out, maybe a cactus of the arms. Yeah, you got to kind of explore a little. Maybe just normal, whatever normal is. And just breathe and just feel your body just kind of securing the position. Connect to your breath. Another big breath in. Hands to frame your front foot, plank. Halfway to a push-up. Pull yourself through an up dog or cobra, pick what feels best. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look where you want to go, step or float, top of mat. Long spine on the inhale, fold in half. Let's sit into our first chair. Pick the splay of your feet. They can be hips width, they can come together. Take your butt way back. Lower half the body is going down, upper half the body is moving up. Shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms from the top. Arms go straight up, heavy in your heels for chair. Dive over bent knees, let your head go. Long spine to prepare yourself, step or float through your variation of a vinyasa. Adding or subtracting push-ups at this point, you know your body best. Meet in a dog, and then land your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong, rise, warrior one. Back foot is secured at about a 70-degree angle, enough so that your entire left side body is moving forward. Heavy in that front thigh, energetic through your arms, through your fingertips. Hands come down, plank position. Adding your push-ups, pull through your back bend, hips up and back, down dog. The left foot lands, the back foot turns. Root to rise, come on up, warrior one. Back foot is pressing firm. Right rib spin forward. Left hip grips in. Neck is neutral. Your eyes can go up a little. Sit a little heavier in that front thigh. Hands to frame your front foot. Vinyasa or not. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Be still for a moment. Let your mind and your body just kind of ground itself. Arms stay nice and straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float top mat. Long spine weight is forward. Fold. Sit into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Heavy in your heels. Stick your butt way back. You got it. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. So from the top, here we go. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Sit straight down into chair. Keep your neck nice and neutral. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Very nice. Long spine to prepare yourself. Step or float through your version of a vinyasa. The up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing. The right foot lands, the back foot turns, rise on your breath, warrior one. We're all gonna move a little different. Some of us are super fast. Hands come down through a vinyasa. So find what works for you. The up dog is smooth, hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, you got it. Find your momentum. Warrior one, left side. Looks good, Maria. Back down we go through a vinyasa. The up dog is smooth, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Heavy in your heels for chair. You guys look super excited about that. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Let's keep going. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Sit heavy in your heels for chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine to prepare. Step or float through a vinyasa. The up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right foot lands. Back foot turns, warrior one. Keep going. Hands back down, adding your vinyasa. So some of you just take it out all together. That's cool. Some of you want 3 extra push-ups. That works too. Left foot lands on your breath, warrior one. Back down we go, chaturanga. The up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. Full exhale, breath out through the mouth. Nice work. So let's look in between our hands this morning and just step the right foot forward, smack it between the hands. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. And let's cartwheel open to a warrior two. Okay, so just come up to warrior two. Take a few moments here. We're gonna hold for a little. Breathe across the body, wrap the inner right thigh open. Breathe the collarbone open. Lengthen your tailbone. We wanna just find balance and symmetry the best that we can in this pose, in the practice in general. Maybe close your eyes if you're willing to kind of challenge yourself with that. Soften the shoulders down the back. Be present, be patient. Sit a little deeper. Stay with me. Soften where you can soften, relax where you can relax, but engage the muscles to hold you up. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior, let the side body open. Rest your right arm on the top of your right thigh, slide the left arm straight up. It's depending on how my body feels, sometimes having the arm up and forward feels magical, and this feels really good. Sometimes it just feels kind of, congested in the shoulder. So decide what feels best. Most important, your right shoulder is very soft away from your ear. So you're not just dumping your weight down. It's very, very light. Okay, so this is a modified extended side angle, just creating a strong shape. The right ribs have to turn and your right hip has to hug in. It's hard to see my right hip because it's facing towards the fireplace to know what I mean by that, but you have to hug your right hip in so it doesn't jut out. Keep the neck nice and neutral, look sideways, look up. Circle the top arm or let your left arm pull you back up, warrior two. Come back, warrior two. Straighten your right leg on track. You can take your hands to your hips. You're gonna pivot your right toes in. You're gonna turn your left toes out. You're gonna find warrior two. So you're not taking a vinyasa here, you're just changing sides, okay? Broaden across the collarbone, same thing goes. We're gonna hold for a little bit just to kind of secure the pose. Lengthen the tailbone, wrap the inner thigh open. Find some space here, and let's breathe. Soften the shoulders down the back. Maybe allow your eyes to close for a few breaths. Or pick a new drishti, something different. The sensation in your arm starts to rise. So you have to connect to your breath to hold. A few more cycles. Get a little deeper. Fire up a little more. Flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Let your side body get an opening. It's not a back bend. Very important that we're mindful with that. Rest your left forearm on the top of your left thigh. Top arm straight up and over, or straight up towards the sky, you pick. Soften the shoulder down the back. Grip your left hip in. Turn your bottom left ribs and look sideways or look up. Connect to your breath. Stay with your breath right here. Stay connected to the practice. So your right arm can come in front of your face, kind of circle its way up, or just let it pull you up, warrior two. Look forward and take it to the floor. You're going to be facing the back of the mat, guys. Plank position, facing the back edge of your mat. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. So you're just in your down dog, you're facing the other direction. Stay like that. The right foot steps again forward. The back foot turns, cartwheel open, warrior two. Warrior two. So you guys will stay. I'm just going to turn so I can see you guys. Right. So we just kind of playing with movement here on the mat. Warrior two. Right. Straighten the right leg on track. Pick your distance. Your back foot may need to come in a little. And let's find Trikonasana triangle pose. Anywhere on the front of that right shin feels pretty good. You're going to use a block, place it to the outside of your right calf. Yes. Hook your hips in. Activate your back leg. Your front leg should have a soft little bend behind it just to protect the knee. Breathe your collarbone and your chest open. Look sideways, look up. Find stability. So just basic poses. And the goal is just to feel good in them. So that's not a bad thing. How light can you feel? Maybe your bottom arm is very, very light. Side ribs nice and long. Couple more breaths. So let's keep the strong shape. Just look down. Left hand can come to hip. You're going to transfer your weight forward. This would be a good time to use that block. Pop up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Softness behind the right knee is definitely helpful. Pick a distance with your block that's enough over to the right and off the edge of that right baby toe that you find support, and then grow the pose how it feels best for you this morning. Hand can stay on hip, arm can extend up. You can add in a bind, anything goes. We're staying for a few more really good breaths though. Bottom ribs turn. If you fall, not a problem. You just come back, you try again. Hug your right hip in. If you added a little bind though, now would be a time to release out and meet us in regular Ardha, half moon pose. Transition is its own thing. You're going to take a giant step back lightly, warrior two. Sometimes not the prettiest transition, but warrior two, we come right back. Lengthen the tailbone, recreate that shape. Reach for your block, place it to the instep of your right foot this time. Left arm extends up. So going inside is known as B variation because we're going to add in a bind. Your top arm can wrap behind your back if that's available in your body. If not, don't worry about it. Just keep the left arm extending up. Full bind, bottom arm will wrap under, and you'll kind of lift your torso and turn. That's not available for everybody. A half version of this is generally the best for a larger majority. Lean back a little bit so the back of that right tricep kind of presses to the instep of that right leg. That's going to create that awesome hip opening, crown of the head's moving forward. 3 more breaths. Make it count for today. You want your collarbone and your chest really spread open here. Good. If you took your arm into a bind, extend the top arm up. And then without too much bounce, warrior 2, come on out. Warrior 2. Yes. Straighten your right leg on track. Just take your hands to your hips. If you only have one block, you'll move it around now. Turn the right toes in, turn the left toes out just to be really even here. Come to a warrior 2 to start. Warrior 2 with your left leg. You are now facing the front edge of your mat. I am facing the back. Good. So find your warrior 2 for a moment. And then straighten your leg, pick your distance for triangle. Yes, anywhere along the front of that left shin. A block is helpful for some of us, to the outside of the calf. Stack it open, keep the neck nice and neutral. So your back leg is solid and strong. The toes are turned in on an angle a little bit. That's going to set the hip up nicely for its right rotation. My front knee always has a little bend to protect. Watch this left shoulder. If you're tight, has a tendency to roll in. You want to externally rotate and let your 2 shoulders kind of slide apart. You want to feel really bold and energized in the pose. You don't want to feel trapped and, kind of bottled up. A couple more breaths and we'll move on. So keep a strong shape here. Look down and see if you can take as little effort as possible to kind of come on up into your Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon pose. Yeah, the biggest challenge, and I'm having it here, is keeping your left foot forward, left hip, keeping it gripping in like Tadasana, and then stack it open. The block today for me is definitely needed. Yeah. Sometimes we need it more some days. Like we were skiing last week and my middle son, it snowed 4 feet. And he said to me, I think today my poles are going to be a necessity. And I was like, that is a very good point. You definitely need your poles today. Stack it open. It's just like blocks. You could do without, but it's always a little easier to have. Add in that half bind if you want. If you fell out, it's okay. Just join us again. Lots of space. Regular half moon if you added anything fun and fancy. And then think of your transition as its own little thing. Giant step back, warrior 2. Yeah, find your way back, warrior 2. Sometimes it works out great. Sometimes it's a little messy. So set it up first. Nice big step. Left foot kind of lines up with the arch of that back right foot. And then left hand down on the instep. I always go with a block here. Right arm up. And then set it up so that shoulder draws down the socket. And then if you want to add in that half bind, full bind, go for it. No bind, thinking about a bind, dreaming about a bind. It's all good. Use the back of your left tricep and kind of get it in there so you get that rotation of your thigh moving back, and then your left hip has to grip in. Steer the whole chest open. Look sideways, look up. I like to look over the right shoulder up towards the sky. Unravel your right arm and let that energy pull you back up, warrior 2. Take it to the floor for vinyasa. Chaturanga will feel good. Up dog will feel even better. Downward facing dog is where we meet. When you get to your down dog, bring your feet together. It's like you have one leg. Bring your right hand out an inch in front and roll into a Vashisthasana side plank. Modify if modifying is what your body needs. Stack the 2 feet like I'm demonstrating here. This is the basic version. Yeah, add in whatever you need to make it feel good. Tree pose, leg lifts. Yes. Bottom hip lifts through top hip. So everything is very even. Look sideways, look up. Slow transition to plank. Add in a push-up if you want. Up dog is there. Hips up and back, down dog. If the feet drifted apart, bring them back together. Bring the left hand out just like an inch forward. Roll side plank on your left side. Any variation is welcome. You can even drop to your forearm. Stack it open here. It's all about your alignment. Spruce up your toes, flex them strong. Look sideways, look up. Nice big breaths. Nice slow transition, plank. Add in your push-up if you got it in you. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, down dog. Nice work, guys. Exhale out all the breath. Look where you want to go, step or float, top of mat. Long spine, keep that weight forward for me. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair, weight moves into your heels. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale your breath, let's hook and go to the right. Yeah, chair with a twist. If you're not twisting, you can just hold chair like a downhill skier. You can add in a little baby twist. You don't need to hook today. It's all about keeping your feet, your shins, your knees all aligned. Look sideways, look up, keep the spine nice and long. The weight moves back into your heels. Heavy in your heels, guys. Pull around to chair. Stay with me. Arms are moving up, lower half the body's going down. Wrap your left leg around your right, left thigh around your right. You don't have to get your foot to wrap all the way. It can go halfway. Left arm under. So now we're in eagle, balancing on our right leg. Eagle pose. Yes. Squeeze the legs nice and tight. Steer the hips to the back skinny edge of the mat. It's good. It's challenging our balance, our focus, our breath. Lift the torso up a little higher. Create a little natural curve through that lower spine. Stay with it. Keep squeezing the legs tight. Just unravel your arms. Your arms are up. You're going to press to stand, hugging your left knee towards your navel. Just do this much. The arms are moving up. You're on your right leg, and your left knee is just bent in half. You're going to take about a 3-foot step back, so like a short warrior one. Your arms are up, and your left foot steps back. Walk your right foot a little to the right. Right hand slides to your right hip. Left arm extends up. Come halfway down. Steer the right hip back. I'm definitely going for a block today. Instep a foot for a twisting triangle pose. So set it up here. Yep, your hand on the block on the inside. Yeah, your right hand can be on the flat part of your back, and that kind of gives you a little information about, hey, am I aligned today? Am I all over the place? Yes, once again, if you know that your shoulders are tight, just pay attention to that bottom shoulder, that it's not rolling in. Feel like someone's got you by your hips and they're kind of pulling you towards the back edge of the mat. Keep breathing. Hands to frame that front foot, pause. Just kind of move the block to the side because you'll need it again in a second. Step to the top of the mat in one piece. So your feet are back together. Long spine on the inhale, exhale, fold. Sit into chair, weights in your heels. Drag your hands to prayer, inhale your breath. Let's hook and go to the left. So once again, if you're not hooking, you can just stay. You can just stay with a little baby twist like I'm demonstrating here and work on the alignment, the feet, the shins, the knees, all that good stuff lining up. Want to get in there. Yeah. Not where you're going, it's how you're doing it. Right. At the end of the day, that's all that really matters. So you could be doing it really, really well and just going halfway. Awesome. You could be doing it really well and going all the way. Okay, 2 more breaths. Keep the legs nice and strong. You got this. Pull around to chair. Keep the legs strong. Wrap that right thigh around that left. It might not get all the way around, okay? Wrap the right arm under, eagle. You can even use your toe kind of as like a little balancing point here, like I'm demonstrating. Yep, steer the hips back, lift the elbows, squeeze. Look forward with your eyes. Weights in that standing heel. Good, keep the legs really, really tight. Unravel just your arms. Press to stand, right leg lifts to a 90-degree angle. Pause. It's the right leg's in a 90-degree angle and you're on your left leg, the arms are moving up. Take about a 3-foot step back. Don't let your arms drop. You kind of have to guess a little. Left foot over to the left a tad, left hand on hip, right arm stays pretty ambitious here. Come halfway down, and then let's go the rest of the way using a block. So if you're not twisting today, you can just stay in a parzo, you can just fold more like this. If you're twisting, hand on block, hand on that lower back, look sideways, look up, and let's bring it home here. Watch that bottom shoulder, that it doesn't rotate in. Anchor that back foot, draw extra tension to your right quadricep. The muscles around that back kneecap are gonna help you out. Front leg can have a little bend. Two more. Eyes go to the floor, hands come down. This time we move through a vinyasa, keep it going. Yep, up dog will feel good. Hips up and back, down dog. Stay with me, guys. Right foot lands, crescent lunge. Bring it up. You know where we're going. Drag the hands to prayer, lean way out, hook the elbow, and then twist. So, hey, listen, if you get here, you don't feel like you're super grounded, you could always drop the knee. I've actually been doing this myself and just taking it more modified. I'm still getting plenty of work. Yeah. We want to avoid looking back because when we look back, our spine rounds. So what I suggest is to look sideways or look up, and that's going to keep the spine nice and long. Looks good, Dara. Nice, Andy. Good. Stay with it. I'm not going to hold too much longer. So just really find that extension with the spine nice and long. And then every time you exhale, you twist a little deeper through your ribs. Hands to frame that front foot. If your knee is down, you keep it there. If it's not, drop it down. It should be on an angle. You can keep your toes curled. You can relax the foot. I don't really care, whatever feels better. Find your block. Place it a direction that works for you, a little bit in front of that left shoulder, left palm on that block. Right hand comes to the top of that right thigh. Just pause here and just start to turn. Just look sideways. Honestly speaking, this is enough for a lot of us. If you'd like to move on, the right arm can reach back. If you'd like to move on even further, you can kick your foot up and get hold of that bottom foot and kind of bringing everything to full circle here. So any of these are options. Hand can just stay on the top of the thigh. Katie, this is good for you. Just keep your chest really forward and just feel that back thigh getting a nice stretch. Moving on, you can at any point add in. Quiet your mind and just breathe. If you got hold of your foot, let it go. Place both hands down to the ground. Lift the kneecap up. You're in a low runner's lunge. Just step to a dog. Just go to down dog. From your down dog, step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Bring it up. Hands to prayer. Lean out, hook and twist. So like for me, this side feels like a whole lot better than the other side. But if I keep doing it this way and the other side the other way, this side's just going to continuously feel better. So I'm going to drop the back knee and give it support so I can just stay balanced and even the best that I can. Lean back a little and get in there. So you can play if the knee is down with the toes curled, or you can have the top foot down. That may make you feel a little more. If your back leg is not on the ground, engage it pretty severely. Look sideways, look up, and let's twist here. Two more. Hands to frame your front foot. If your knee is not down, drop it down and join us. Reach for your block. Right hand a little forward. The more splay that you move the block forward, so if you're able to bring it really far forward, this is going to give you more of a stretch, okay? So start like this, and then you can decide. Start with your left hand on the top of the thigh. This is just good, like you're checking in today. Right thigh has, my right hip and psoas is getting a pretty intense stretch. And this may be a good spot to just say, okay, I'm good. I'm going to stay here and just stay active. If you want to move on, the left arm can peel back. That's kind of the next step. If you want to move on from here, depending on how you feel, you kick your foot up. Maybe the foot and the hand make a connection. Maybe it's, you know, it's just kind of hanging out like this. That's okay too. And then you could decide, having the block here feels great. Maybe you want to drop down to your forearm. That's not happening for me. Maybe the block moves way out in front of you. That's going to give you even more feel. There's little things that you can do to just kind of spice it up. Couple more. Let that foot go if you took hold of it. Place both hands down on the ground. Lift the back knee up off the ground. You're in a low lunge. Step to a dog. So now from the down dog, just slide the right knee forward and go right to a half pigeon. It's like these things work really nicely together. And then fold. We'll be here for a minute on each side. So if you're starting to get antsy, quiet your mind and know you're almost done. Fold a little deeper. Enjoy it. Stay in your yoga trance. Hands to the floor, curl the back toes, down dog. Switch, left side, left knee forward, half pigeon. Fold here. Yeah, if your left hip is really far from the ground, you use a block. So this block's a little thick for that, but if you had a skinnier block or a little towel or pillow, you could always shove it underneath this left side to help the body find some symmetry. Hold a little deeper. Use the strength of your body, start to come up. Lean onto the left side, swing the right leg forward. Bring your blocks. If you have both now, grab both. Set up your blocks like a set of railroad tracks, okay? Take your feet onto the blocks like this. If you don't have blocks, then you just do your feet flat. If you only have one, use it going the long direction and maybe a little bit more challenging. And then lay down, and then you kind of have to adjust yourself because we're setting up for bridge like this into wheel. So just make sure that your fingertips can touch those blocks. You just kind of have to play with it a little. So start with this, robot the arms. And then on the exhale breath, lift up. You can interlace the hands too. This feels great. Yeah, press down into the blocks and lift. So what you feel is a whole lot of space. This is the back bend. Feet moving forward, thighs moving forward. Yeah. Neck nice and neutral. Plug down to lift higher. Exhale your breath, lower down. Repeat. Flip the palms if you'd like to move on. You can try it with your feet on the blocks. I have a feeling it's going to feel fantastic. I'm going to repeat second set bridge. If you're going up, go up now. Exhale your breath. Let's lift. You could start with robot arms. You could flip the palms, go full wheel. Anchor your feet. You can clasp the hands. Drive down into the blocks. That's going to give the energy to really create the space from the tailbone to the backs of the knees. If you're in full wheel, steer your feet forward, your inner thighs down and under. Lift a little higher. Exhale the breath, lower down. Good. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a really active squeeze. Reach for the outer blades of your feet. Happy baby. Pull the knees down around your rib cage. If you can't get your feet today, grab the backs of your thighs. Totally cool. You can hook the big toes as well. Feel your lower back spread. Good. Extend your left leg. You're just gonna have to kind of slide the block forward because it's in the way. Like we started, right knee hugs in. You just feel a whole lot looser. And then the right leg drops over towards the left. If you want to bind yourself up here, you can kick your left leg in, and I'm going to use my right hand to grab my left foot. So it looks like this. My left hand is using my right thigh to drop to the floor. My right hand is grabbing my left foot. But both shoulders are down on the mat, so I'm not rolling all the way to the left. Let the bottom foot go first, straighten the leg out, and then roll up to center. Okay, right leg extends out, hug the left knee in, take it over to the right. Start with this. This may be enough. You can bend your bottom leg up. You can reach for it. You could just stay like this. Both shoulder blades down on the mat. Let the bottom leg go first. Yes, roll towards center. Extend the left leg out. Set up for Shavasana, guys. Complete rest. Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, complete rest. Don't cheat yourself of this. I know we all live very busy lives, but for 2 minutes, you can lay here and reap the benefits of this wonderful practice. Yes, if you have a bathrobe, put it on over you. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, guys. Really fill up with your breath. And then empty loudly out through your mouth. Exhale it all out. Arms reach up over the top of the head. Give yourself a really big full body stretch here. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a big squeeze. And then rock up whichever way you feel best this morning, or stay down to a seated position. Just sit up nice and tall and just feel. Like, to be able to sit in your own body for a breath, for 2, for 50, so important at the end of this practice. Let the hands come to prayer. Bow your head for a second. Always have some gratitude. Always have some good closure. Be grateful you were able to do this, move physically. Lift the head, open the eyes. A big namaste. Good to see you guys back in action. Normal schedule here. I'll be back at it on Friday. And I hope everyone's well. See you soon.